disclaimer. I was minding my own business when I saw the headline that said, Italian man accused of dressing up as his dead mother in a scheme to collect her pension. I said, ooh, say what, say what, say what. Yes! And he was an ugly ass version of her too. But let's go down a rabbit hole with it. When I first read the topic, I said, it's not right, but it's okay. I was telling him I went to Houston. And I'm only saying that from a place of seeing somebody work their whole life, die, and then the government snatch it back like they never did anything. So let's talk about how far he thought he was going to get, because this wasn't just a one-day situation. This actually, which they are labeling as the Mrs. Doubtfire scheme, had been going on for 3 long years. So the mother passed away, may she rest in peace, back in 2022. Now, instead of reporting her death like you're supposed to legally do, he basically, and we want to say allegedly because I wasn't in Italy that weekend, hid her body inside his home. Now, did he sit her up or lay her down? We don't know. Was she smelly? Was she mummified? We know she was mummified, but did he preserve the body? We don't know. That's kind of spooky. So at the tender age of 56, he said, let me get a wig, a dress, and pretend to be my mother, and I'm going to go collect the pension from the bank. Now, why didn't he have direct deposit? I don't know why his ugly ass didn't do that, but maybe over there, they have to go in person to claim the benefits, okay? So, he would do so much as trying to renew the ID card, but they were onto him by the time he did that. Now, this is where I said, you got to play the role. You already dressed up like her. Now, the benefit to you was that it's your mother, so there's some resemblance. But baby, although you wore lipstick, nail polish, jewelry, and old-fashioned earrings, and you had that nappy-ass wig on, nappy head, you forgot to change your goddamn voice. Why would you go in and say, can I like to make a deposit and get a withdrawal at the same time? You got to change your voice. Even Mrs. Doubtfire said, hello. If you want to play the role, okay? So what really messed you up was you forgot to cover your neck. Because the person at the bank, after a few visits, and I mean, not a few like in the same year, because this had happened for 3 years. Over $90,000 was allegedly cashed out. They said, damn, this person don't look like they 82. And this person got a big ass neck. You're supposed to wrap a scarf around your neck. Golly. You can't be up in there with a football neck and your mama 82 and was small. You up in there looking like a linebacker. Damn shit. Now, you also got to keep in mind that if you're going to be pretending to be elderly, you got to cover your hands up. The hands match. The hands and the skin on your neck match some people's age. At 82, they hitting you with the wrinkles. They giving you the California raisin skin. You coming up in there, your skin still got, smoothness and stretchability. You should have been watching a lot of other movies where they skim. You didn't follow through, sir. So after they figured out your neck was too big, your hands was too smooth, and your voice didn't match, they talked to law enforcement. After that, they just probably waited. Sometimes they just wait for you to try to come back, give you time to tell the truth. But baby, they busted you. And now you're locked up. They won't let you out. Baby. Now, the part of that story why I said it's not right, but it's okay, is because, again, my mother worked her whole life as a nurse. And even some of your parents that are no longer here worked in a professional field for decades. The day that they died and you alerted Social Security, guess what Social Security did? Cut them off. Like they never existed. Pensions, whatever type of annuities, whatever they had tied to them. Hell, you couldn't access their bank account if you weren't already on their rider account. Baby, they shut them down. And I really feel like if they worked hard for the money, so hard for the money, then when they pass away, it should just go into the estate, the trust, the something, because that's those people's money. You work all them years. Y'all make us retire at 67, 72, whatever the number is. I don't know. And by the time we retire, all we want to do is travel. But we too sick. We too sick. Sometimes we don't have the strength. So you mean to tell me we work all these decades? We put into our 401k and everything, and the day you die, this shit gone? But you crazy. So I understand his mental state of being about keeping the money alive. Every now and then, you know, my mama had me doing a lot of her business affairs. So it was nothing for me to call the bank on behalf of my mother and just change my voice and be her, because I had her permission to do it, because she hated repeating herself, and a lot of times because she had a thick Trinidad accent, people couldn't hear her. So I would call in my Trinidad American voice and help her and get it set up. Like, you know, older parents back then, they really weren't keeping up with online electronics. They were still writing a checkbook and going to the bank in person. So it wasn't hard for me when she did pass to still be her, because hell, I've been being her while she was alive. But I wish god darn well I never told Social Security, but they were gonna find out anyway, because when you go to a funeral home, the funeral home puts it in the newspaper, and from when they put it in the newspaper, they create a death certificate. From the death certificate, it goes to Social Security. From Social Security, it goes to the job. From the job, it goes. So it doesn't matter what you try not to do. But I ain't got time to be hiding no dead corpse in my house, having my house smelling like old mothballs. Hello? But I understand why he thought it'd be a good idea. And after 3 years of doing it, it seemed like you weren't going to ever get caught with your ugly ass. But you deserve to get caught, because you didn't do a plan A executed scheme. You started slipping. You went up in there. You probably still had hair on your legs. You probably had chest hair coming out your damn outfit. Like, if you're gonna be your mama, be your mama. You got to put on the voice. But you can't be up in there with big ass knuckles trying to write a withdrawal slip out. Like, baby, look. Some of y'all get caught because y'all just get too comfortable. But for 3 years, you came up. Now, my question is now, since they know that you were dressed up like Mrs. Doubtfire in place of your mother, you took over $90,000 or whatever that's equivalent to in Italian money, do you have to pay it back? What the hell did you do with it in the first place? See, sometimes you just got to collect and disappear. But I understand where you're coming from. You just got sloppy with it. Now, I don't condone stealing, but I damn sure condone spending what you worked hard for. So y'all need to tighten up on that law right there, and just whatever's left in somebody's pension, their annuities that have matured, whatever CDs they have at the banks and stocks, y'all need to just transfer that to the next living kin so they can afford to bury or afford to maintain what the deceased party leaves behind. But that's too much like right, because one thing a government gonna do is take back what they gave to you. This is probably why I don't give two shits about pouring into something that's not gonna be available when I get there. But good luck in jail. But baby, you gonna play it all the way out with your ugly ass. But baby, that's neither here nor there. I am just the messenger. It's your girl Shaunie B. If you cool with your girl, gone fool with your girl, make sure you check out my website. Yes, www.shauniebeentertainment.com. Check out the fan gear. Option to drop donations, but never any pressure to do either of those two, because I see the likes, the shares, the comments. Means the world to me. So I just want to tell you thank you from my lips to your ears for rocking with me, baby, because y'all can be anywhere in the world, but y'all come keep me company, and I love that. Let's hop in the comments. Like I said, there's a scheme, a scam everywhere. And a lot of times the government is just too busy to check up on everybody. So if you had the ability to get away with it for a few months, would you or would you not? Betty, don't even incriminate your ass in my comments. Just tell me if you understand why this person did it. Because again, we're going to go through that stage of life where we're going to lose our loved ones that have been working 30, 40, 50 years. And they've been sitting, getting those little pension checks just to make ends meet. And it's not a lot of money. Let's start there. But do you think that the law should change? Instead of making it null and void, do you think that it should pay out at a percentage? Or hell, do you think all of it should be given back to the family of the working person, whether it's the spouse or the surviving kids? Because I don't like that law. I don't like it. I don't like it. But you know what? They're going to do what they want to do. You just got to do the Aretha Franklin move. You just got to tuck it under a chair, baby. And don't pay taxes on it. But don't listen to me. But either way, y'all make the decision for your life. So when you're no longer here, nobody's making that decision for you. But until next time, next story. And I'm out this piece.